double up like, ooh.
It's Madden NFL 24 on EA Sports, and we'll see Zach Wilson. He got his reps in a week ago, over 400 yards through the air. It's the Jets and the Browns. All that and more coming up next on EA Sports.
We are within shouting distance of the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame as we get set for football on the lakeside here at Cleveland Browns Stadium. Today, it's a Week 9 matchup. We're all set to go as the New York Jets taking on the Cleveland Browns. Hi again, everyone. With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And Charles, we look at this Browns ball club. Now, losers their last time out, so they'll look to make amends here.
And one of the best ways you can do that is to be at home, and they are. They're going to try and ride that home crowd and that wave of emotion to a victory in this one.
Meanwhile, for the visiting Jets, they can't be any better as we hit the halfway mark. A perfect 7-0 on the year.
And when we looked at this team in August and we looked at the schedule, we thought they had the potential to get off to a hot start, but I don't think either of us expected 7-0.
On the return, Williams. And he'll get it up past the 20 to about the 22. So now here comes the Jet offense as they get ready to take over. They're led out by a former number 2 overall pick in the draft from BYU, it's Zach Wilson.
And he's certainly putting together an MVP-type season, leading the league in both passing yards and touchdown passes. There have not been too many defenses that have been able to stop him or even slow him down. So he's got his sights set on another big game right here.
Now Hall to start the drive. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up. And hang on here. We've got an injured player, and that's the running back, Breece Hall. While they come out and take a look at him, we will step aside for just a moment. From the 24 now, here's a 2nd and 8. Play action. Now Wilson. He finds his man complete. That's Wilson. And they work this well upfield across the 45. That one covers 24 yards. It's a first down. That's the number 2 receiver in the NFL in terms of yardage. And tell you what, a few more plays like that, he won't be number 2 for long.
Well, that's what often happens when you have competitors running around the field. These guys know where they stand in relationship to yardage, totals, numbers, the whole deal. And let's face it, all of them, they all want to be number 1.
Abanikanda on 1st and 10. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. No gain on the play. It'll be 2nd down. So, Charles, offensively, this group really playing at a high level. 7-0. And we're still a long ways from discussing a potential unbeaten season, I think. But to use a golf expression, no blemishes on the card, at least to this point.
Yeah, unlike my teenage years where there were blemishes everywhere and the dermatologist was on speed dial. But I do think that they're going to have to start answering questions about this stuff if they keep winning games. You and I both know, we in the media, we'll start to obsess about it and wonder, can they take it all the way to an undefeated season? Despite writing it down on my notes, I never give enough credit to the offensive line, and we have to here. The protection, that's what made this play a success. Quarterback had to wait for his crossing route to develop, and that takes a little bit of extra time. Excellent job by the big fellas up front.
So the big play means just like that, they'll operate from the red zone now on 1st down. Throwing is Wilson. And that is caught on the right sideline, but out of bounds, says the line judge. The throw took him a little too far. It's 2nd down.
One thing that you're going to see from this offense is that they love the matchup with their wide receivers against this secondary. That one wasn't successful, but don't expect them to back away from attacking all game long.
Now a 2nd down throw for the end zone, but it's incomplete.
It's been a good opening drive offensively thus far, but you know they don't want to waste it and set up a field goal attempt after that incompletion. So this is a big play coming up here on 3rd down.
The This offense was on the move. Now 2 straight incompletions have them looking at 3rd and 10. Play action. It's Wilson.
Oh, he rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. And the Browns are going to get the football here as they force the INT on the game's opening drive. So far this season, this defense has had their issues against the pass, so that's a great sign for them to get the early pick.
Yeah, confidence builder for them and an absolute shock for the quarterback because he went into it. He saw the numbers we saw. He watched them on tape. I think he came into this one thinking this is going to be a big day, and it very well could be. But early in this one, advantage defense.
Watson and the Browns now with a 1st and 10.
At their own 20-yard line. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive.
There's a short throw taken in by Bryant. Yeah, he'll work free from 1 tackle, but that's about all as he's taken down.
So just 3 yards on the completion there. And it's 2nd down.
When you talk about this Jets defense,
they were strong last week, CD, and that went over New England.
I just consider myself fortunate that I'm not in charge of the offensive line. They gave up 7 sacks last week. And if things don't improve in this game, head coach isn't going to be looking at the offensive line. He's going to be looking at the offensive line coach. And that's when things get dicey.
Now, meanwhile, here's a 2nd down throw that's knocked away and incomplete.
This defense for the Jets, they were strong last week, CD, and that went over New England.
And the way they did it was by getting after the quarterback. Sacked him 7 times in that game. Came from all angles, created a lot of elude.
And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down.
And a stoppage here. We're going to need to take a moment as a Jet was shaken up on that one. Hopefully, obviously nothing serious here. Medical staff, though, going to take a peek, and we'll take a break. On 4th down, Corey Bojorquez gets set to punt for Cleveland.
Only 2 punts for him last week in the loss as he gets this one away. Call it 46 yards on the punt, just a single yard on the return as he was covered quickly.
And the Jets will take over.
Back onto the field come the New York Jets for their 2nd drive. Well, they were intercepted the first time they had the football, but now they get it back, and it's still 0-0.
And because of that, you know what the thought process is? Interception. What interception? It didn't really happen because they gave up no points. So go back on the attack. Go back and run the offense you believe will be successful. Find your playmakers and give them the football.
1st down, they start out with Abanikanda.
And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. Right off the bat, it's a 1st down to start the drive, 12 yards.
We use the word relentless a lot with guys who are aggressive on the field. In this case, it really fits, doesn't it? How about his ability to break tackles and his feet never stop moving?
Abanikanda once again.
And he'll get this down only to about the 46. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
Yeah, things were pretty stacked up there in the middle of the line. A lot of bodies, not much space. I think ultimately he was fortunate to get anything out of that run.
A hit as he throws there, incomplete. And the line to gain here is the 37 on 3rd down. They go play action with Wilson.
And he is caught.
And he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or 2 shy of the 10.
Personal foul. Face mask. Defense.
So give him the yardage on the completion and also tack on 15 more.
If you get that hand up there, you've got to let go immediately or just not close the hand at all. He didn't, gave it a tug, and that was easy for the officials to see.
So the face mask moves him closer, and now 1st and goal.
Delay of game. Offense.
Just a little too lackadaisical, Charles, and they didn't get up and snap the ball in time. Delay of game.
Yeah, and I'm not sure if he understood where the clock was located. In different stadiums, it's in different places. You have to check that in pregame and make sure you're aware so you don't run into penalties like that.
And this will be caught in the end zone. Touchdown, Jets. A great effort there. His 19th touchdown now on the season.
And the Jets get the upper hand as they're on the board first here this afternoon. Week after week, Charles, when we see this offense operate, I don't know, they just seem to get more impressive.
They certainly do, and let's face it, it's no surprise they're the best in the NFL in scoring. This team designs things well and executes even better. And here...
And now, of course, all scoring plays are reviewed, and I think they're going to take an extra long look at this one.
Previous play is under review.
They're taking a peek at whether or not those feet were in bounds, and obviously a big call here in the end zone.
And not just the feet. How about the hands? How is the ball possessed while the feet are hopefully getting down in bounds? That's what they're trying to look at to see if it all comes together.
So they called it a touchdown originally, and this will stay a touchdown after the video review, so they had it right.
Extra point splits the uprights, and it's now a 7-0 game. So that drive, 4 plays, and it's finished off by a New York Jets touchdown. The Jets kick team out now to boot this one away.
And this will not be returned. It's a touchback, and they'll begin at the 25.
Second drive coming up here for Cleveland as they return to the field on offense.
4-4 their record through 8 games on the season. Would you say that this team has overperformed, underperformed, or are they kind of right where you thought that they would be?
Do you mind if I say yes, yes, and yes? Because ultimately to me, 4-4 is about where they should be, because we've seen weeks where they've been really, really good. They've looked terrific. Other weeks where we wonder just how good is this team. They want to be consistent in their play, not consistently inconsistent, which is what they've been thus far.
There was a little space there, yes, but that was a well-executed run by the rookie.
It was, and he wasn't one of the higher-rated rookie running backs coming out. He's probably on the next tier. But let me tell you something. If he becomes more consistent and continues to have that drive to be one of the best, we'll see more of that in the future.
Running game working. They'll stick with it on first down. And he'll work this forward for about 3 at second down. The numbers for him from a week ago, 16 carries, 64 yards.
When a winning streak stretches this far, you start to wonder if a team is truly unstoppable. And here's a guy who's been very much the legs that have helped drive this team to wins week after week. And even when teams have keyed on him and tried to slow him down, he's still gotten the job done enough to avoid a loss. Talking with him in pregame, though, he thinks that this week could be his biggest week yet.
So they'll get nothing out of that play. 3rd and 7 now.
You talk about this Jets defense.
They were strong last week, CD, and that went over New England.
Anytime you can hold a team to less than 10 points, your expectation of winning that game is sky high. In fact, you'd absolutely be stunned to come away with a loss.
Now a 3rd down throw, but it misses the target, incomplete.
1 first down here, and that's all, folks. Good work by this defense to hold things in check and force a punting situation.
On 4th down, on is Corey Bojorquez to punt. On the return is Williams. It's a 45-yard punt and 8 on the return. And the Jets will take over 1st and 10. And New York set to take the field. And it's only November, but the playoffs, we know how it works. They'll be here before you know it. If it ended today, they would be the #1 seed.
And that's a great spot to be in, but I love the phrase, if it ended today. And I'll guarantee you, that's what they've discussed in their locker room, in their meeting rooms. Yeah, we know where we'd be if it ended today, but we also know it's not ending today.
Right.
So they've got to continue to play the type of ball that put them in the spot where they're #1 in their conference.
Off the play fake, here's Wilson. He finds his man, complete. It's Wilson. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35.
After one, 7-0 on EA Sports.
With the score, Jets 7, Browns 0.
The Jets with the football here to start the second quarter, as they've got it with a 1st and 10. They go play action now. Wilson. Looking left side, and it's complete. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. A good pickup there, 21 yards.
Well, that certainly has to feel good. And it's not all the time that the play caller should get all the credit. Sometimes I think in the huddle, the quarterback just says, hey, who's going to make a play for me? I just need something right here. And the end result there, nice first down. Drive keeps moving.
So a 1st and 10 upcoming from Browns territory now at the 43. On the handoff, Abanikanda. There he goes, left side. And all the way in. Touchdown, New York. Israel Abanikanda. His first touchdown on the year. And the Jets go up by 2 touchdowns. Boy, Charles, this offense is just so explosive. They lead the league in scoring, and another example of just how good they are right there on that play.
Yeah, we often overstate about how explosive teams are, but this team is truly a threat to score on every snap, especially on the first few plays of any series. And a big strike like that only adds to their reputation as the league's best offense.
Extra point right down the middle, and it's now 14-0. Just a 4. Time. And the last play, a really nice run that culminated in the touchdown. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And he'll just sit on this one as their drive will start at the 25. With the football going back over now to the Cleveland Browns. Well, partner, fast forward with me for a second. Remember, next week they have the open week, so they're going to get some extended rest. Does that change how they manage the rest of this one?
I think it does a little bit, but not by too much, because you're right. You get the extra rest, you get a chance to heal up and kind of, do a little bit of a reset for this team. But it's also 7 extra days to think back to the last time you were on the field. So now, a little more importance on what they're getting done, because they carry it with them for essentially 2 weeks.
On second down, Buckner. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26. During that run, an injury here. We got one of those big blockers in some discomfort. The medical staff will attend to him, and we will step aside. Here's 3rd and 9. Watson. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. Deshaun Watson, so multi-dimensional, able to scramble for the first.
37-yard line.
He'll look to throw. Got an open man. That's David Njoku, the tight end. So the completion results there in 9 yards. And it'll bring up a 2nd and short.
Nice rhythm throw there on 1st down. He located his tight end, made it a nice, easy pitch and catch.
Hoping he can break a tackle or two. Wasn't able to do that there, but still good yardage. They'll fake the handoff. Now Watson right back to Njoku. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. Back-to-back receptions for him, and it's another 1st down.
These guys have definitely been outplayed in the 1st half, but I like their countenance. I like the way that they haven't panicked out there, the way they're carrying themselves. They're starting to move the ball, and what you have to do, maintain your poise and start to put together some drives.
They run on 1st down, but it only produces a gain of 2. It's 2nd down now.
Well, any lane that might have been open there was closed pretty quickly, and that was because the defensive front, they won that battle at the point of attack at the line of scrimmage. They used great leverage, held their spot, and stacked him up.
To throw is Watson. Buying time to his left. And that's going to be another 1st down as the tackle made at the Jets' 12-yard line. A good pickup there at 22.
Well, that turned out better than most of the passes he could have thrown on that snap. The coverage downfield was excellent, but the containment close to home left him a backdoor escape, and they paid dearly for not locking up.
Watson on 1st down. Njoku pulls this one in. He's got it for a Cleveland touchdown. A 12-yard touchdown grab. And the Browns have got it back to within a score. Yeah, he is a reliable target. They like to get him involved. They got him involved there for the score.
And they should. He's a very good player. Remember, they can use him in certain positions, so many different spots, and he usually comes through for them.
Out comes the kicking team here for the extra point. And that one makes it 14-7. So that one, an 8-play drive. It spans 75 yards. And it's capped off by the Browns' touchdown. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. Williams now on the return. Fielded just outside the goal line. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28. So here are the Jets now to take over. They've got the lead right now, and remember, they are riding that very impressive 7-game winning streak, trying to push it to 8. They'll start on the ground. Hall. A nice little juke. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. Good yardage as he... First. Thought they were going to have him down a lot earlier, but he was able to shed that tackle.
Shows the value of the weight room, doesn't it? Shows the value of the attitude when you run the football. Don't go down easily. Break a few tackles, gain some additional yardage.
They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway. Now a first carry for their fullback. And a decent gain there as that takes us to the 2-minute warning. And again, they'll go right back to their fullback. And he is going to lose yardage here. A loss on that play, and now 3rd down gets tougher. 3rd and 6. They're in need of 6 yards here if they hope to move the chains. 3rd down, Wilson. pass almost intercepted. Not sure he saw the free safety that time. But lucky, incomplete. That'll bring up 4th down.
Here's the Jets punter now, as he should be able to pin him back deep here with his first punt. And this one's out of bounds. Should be inside the 10, I think it is. At the 6-yard line. The Browns offense trotting back onto the field.
And Charles, we'll see what they can do here. Not a ton of time left, but enough certainly to get points out of this drive, and they need them right now because they're trailing.
Yeah, and this is exactly why you practice a 2-minute drill all through camp and at least one practice each week before a game. A minute left, more than enough time to string a few completions together, reach the end zone, and then make that walk back to the locker room just a little more animated.
To throw on second is Watson. This short pass into the hands of the Joker. And he's taken down, but not before he gets this across the 25-yard line. Now the Browns will use the first of their 3 timeouts, as they'll stop it with exactly a minute to go before halftime.
All right, here we go.
On first down, Watson.
That's complete to Bell over the middle.
And give him 6 yards here as he stopped near the 35 at the 34. Here's Watson now on second down. Open target here, Darius Slayton. And he'll be tackled right on the chalk of the 45. Now the Browns signal for the second of their timeouts. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. So after 2 first downs, they get another here. 1st and 10 at the 45. To the air yet again, Watson.
Now this thrown deep for Slayton.
And incomplete on the deep ball.
That's some good closing speed there defensively, because that looked open for a minute. But that's great work with the ball in the air. Never gave up, converged on his man, and broke the play up.
Here's 2nd and 10.
Throwing again is Watson. He finds his man, complete. That's Sullivan. The Browns will quickly use their 3rd and final timeout, as they'll stop it with 25 seconds to go here in half number 1. Here's the 7th play of this drive. This is 3rd and 4. Watson now to throw.
He had a man open, but he missed him, and it's incomplete.
Well, the other day they told us when we've got 3rd and 5 or less, we have to be able to convert. And I guess every team would say that, Charles, but an opportunity missed there.
What they were trying to tell us is they believe it's a matchup game at that point. And they liked some matchups that they had, thought they could exploit them, unable to do so on that play.
And this will be out of bounds, and they spotted it at the 15-yard line. Not too bad.
The Jets taking over again. Breece Hall making his way out with the offense.
So far, been so good this season. Well on his way, as you see, to a 1,000-yard campaign. Is he almost having the type of year to where you say, let's let him get his and we'll control everything else?
That's one way to go about it. Personally, I go about it differently. I'm taking on the bullet. I've got to, because he gives his team an identity and confidence. And if we slow him down, now guess what? Everyone starts looking at each other like, who's going to make a play? Because he's made all the plays so far. So I have to go get him first. Build my defenses towards shutting him down.
Good luck. I mean, not many teams have been able to do it. We'll see.
Okay, all right, Brandon, thank you very much. Hi again, everyone. Let's get you caught up with what's going on around the NFL as we are officially into the second half of the season. We'll get started down at Hard Rock Stadium in Miami, and the Panthers are out in front as they play the second quarter. A touchdown there for Alvin Kamara. From there, it's up to Highmark Stadium to check in on the Bills, and they currently trail in that game against the visiting Patriots. Mac Jones with a couple of touchdown passes. Lastly, let's motor up to the Motor City. See what's happening with the Lions at home at Ford Field. And they are in a tight one, all tied with the visiting Ravens. We were certainly treated to an entertaining first half. Both these teams with some high points and maybe a couple of low points as well. So it's going to be a question of who can be the most disciplined team going forward. Final adjustments being made in the locker room. We're just about set for the second half from Cleveland. And to bring it your way, we go back up to Brandon and Charles.
Okay, Coach. Yeah, adjustments likely going to play a big role in this third quarter in what's been a tight contest so far. A one-touchdown ball game, 14-7 our scores. We get back at it on EA Sports. And this will not be returned, so the second half begins with a touchback.
Here's the Browns offense now getting set to start off this third quarter.
They do trail, but they have a chance to possess the football first to try and do something about it.
And that certainly makes it something of an important drive for them, because is it going to win the game? No, but you have to do something to bring some life to your sideline.
They'll start this drive out on the ground. And he will lose yardage and be backed up to the 24. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
Well, we saw a lot of negative plays that resulted in plenty of lost yardage in the first half, and that trend is continuing here.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. Here's Watson.
Tries the right side, and he finds Bell. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. Just his second catch of the game so far. This one moves the chains.
And it's pretty evident that this passing game has been frustrated so far. They haven't really moved the ball the way we might have expected, but this is a good pickup here for the first down.
Faking the give. Now Watson. And the throw left sideline here is caught, but they'll rule it incomplete. Couldn't keep his feet in. 2nd down.
Following the play here, now we've got an injury. Well, the medical staff is going to come out here and take a look, and we will take a short break. Now a 2nd and 10.
Now it's Watson. And the Jets pressure too much as down he goes. It'll go as a loss of about 6, and now it brings up 3rd.
So one quick, easy analysis about why they've struggled so far. They keep putting themselves in 3rd and long situations. They just took another sack right there.
And the offensive film session tomorrow may be a little longer than it normally is.
Not a lot of positive grades will be handed out thus far.
Now throwing on 3rd down there, but he cannot connect.
The passing windows are just not there. That's just another example of how great this defense has been all game long.
And that's exactly what a top 10 defense can do. They can really change the game tempo and frustrate you as you try to execute offensively.
The Browns send out their punter now, as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today. Here's Williams to return.
Found good room to run there. Returns at 14 yards.
And out will come the offense as they take over. So here's the Jets offense now as they get ready for their first possession of the second half.
Wilson leading the Jets up now for a 1st and 10.
At their own 28-yard line. Play clock down to 0. And this is not the way to start a drive.
So a little tardy getting everyone set, and the clock hit 0 before they could snap it.
Yeah, you can take your time and use the clock and try and get set up, but once it gets near 5 seconds, that's when you often hear a quarterback yelling, hurry, hurry, and make sure everybody's ready to get the snap off.
Play action. Now Wilson. He finds his man complete. It's Wilson. And they work this well upfield across the 45. 25 yards there on the catch and run.
As they began this drive, I was wondering how they were going to attack since they're playing with the lead. Would they continue to try and push the ball downfield? Well, after one play, it appears that the answer is yes.
Well, they've gone to their fullback quite a bit. He'll get it again. at the 50 after a short gain of 2.
Now that's the defense that they were looking for, being able to get extra bodies to the point of attack to deal with the big guy carrying the ball. You really don't want to be in a position where it's a one-on-one tackle with him.
On second down, a run with Hall. And good penetration here. He'll get this down only to about the 49-yard line. They follow up the gain of 2.
Get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin too.
He completes it to Wilson. And he is going to have a Jets first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
I don't care how many times we say it, I still get a kick out of watching quarterbacks and receivers do the pass tree in pregame warm-up. But I always remember that when we go to practices, we see that after practices as well. They really tune it up, don't they?
They tune it up. They know why they do it for these situations. First down.
And they build that trust, and that's why they're able to find him in this type of a situation. After a play like that, there should be congratulations all the way around, I think, because if you can stop a big fullback like that, that's not easily done.
Yeah, he does not go down easily. You're right, but he did there. Play action. It's Wilson. Throwing left side, it's complete. And they're going to have another first down as he's going to be tackled at the Browns' 20-yard line. 23 yards the pickup there. And he's over 100 yards now after that last catch. Already, of course, leading the NFL in receiving yardage.
So he's done nothing at all to hurt his cause, to stay in that spot. But I've been so impressed with how he's gotten it done. Body control, route running. How about the way he competes for the football at the end of the play?
From the red zone now, here's Wilson on first down. To the sideline, and that is a heck of a catch as he was able to get both feet in. Another first down as they call his number again. He's got 15 yards here. Well, there's your leading receiver in the NFL in terms of yardage, putting on another clinic, well over 100 yards.
Are we taking notes? We should be, right? Because I'm going to go back and watch this tape and really enjoy what I'm seeing. The route running, competing for the football, just breaking down a defense. I know every offense wants to start their snaps closer to the goal line, but it's actually harder to throw the ball in those situations. You throw into that tight coverage, you see what happens. Hard to get the ball in there.
Not enough space there. Lucky maybe that it wasn't intercepted. On the give, this is their fullback. And he's in. Touchdown, Jets. It's the fullback. His first rushing touchdown on the year. And the Jets will add on to their lead here in the final minute of the third. That seemed pretty ideal there for the offense, Charles. You take a little bit of time off the clock here in the third quarter, decent length drive, and you pad your lead as well at the end of it.
And what it does is let you feel like you're in control of this game, even more so than a two-touchdown lead, right? Because you have taken that time off, as you noted, which means they couldn't get you off the field. You ran your playbook the way you wanted to, and you gave your defense some rest. What a big-time drive in that situation.
The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. No run back here, down to a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. And the Browns getting set to go.
See if they can put this drive in the end zone, Charles, because it's been a little bit of a rough go at times. They've had to punt the football a ton in this ball game because of stalled out drives.
So are you saying that you're kind of tired of seeing the punter run out there and do his thing during this game? Is that what you're trying to say?
Yeah, well, I mean, I'm okay with it. I have a feeling that this offense, they don't want to see the punter again.
And frankly, the punter doesn't want to run out there anymore himself. He would love to see his offense put together a drive and give his leg a rest.
Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete.
Well, he's smart enough to avoid the taunting rule, but I'll guarantee he quietly has told them, you might want to stop coming after me downfield because I just broke up another pass and took away a big shot that you were trying to succeed with.
Now a shot taken on third down, but it's going to wind up incomplete.
I'm sure this isn't a novel thought, but maybe run some simpler routes instead of trying to get it all back in one shot. Defense certainly appears to be ready for him. Try and get it back little by little instead of in big chunks.
And Bojorquez on to punt as he gets it away.
Fielded at the 20. Almost outkicked his coverage there. 48-yard punt, but 10 on the return.
And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over.
Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive. This is sort of what you would call a put-away drive, isn't it? They score here, especially a touchdown. It's almost out of reach.
It certainly feels that way, and I think that they're going to call their plays accordingly because what you really want to do, even though you know the scoreboard is still up there and the game's going to go on, in fact, you can take the spirit away from another team, that their drive and will to come back and win can be taken with another score right here.
It's still third quarter, but you just get that feel.
Yeah, they're teetering right there on the brink, aren't they?
They go play action with Wilson. And his throw here's incomplete.
Certainly looked like someone was very confident in his ability to fit that one in. I would say he was overconfident because there wasn't a whole lot of separation there. Had that one covered pretty well downfield and knocked it away.
The Jets on third down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 10. And he's taken down. This will be a Brown sack.
Finally hauled down for the first time this game. Multiple defenders in there to drop him.
Here's the Jets punter now. As the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. And the kick's away as he angles this one for the sideline. And the punt goes out of bounds. Where will they put it? They'll put it just inside the 45-yard line. And now Cleveland geared up to take the field.
Their defense was able to force the punt. That's the good news. But this is still a 2-score game, and they need points on this drive and in a relatively quick manner.
On first down, it's Watson. And he's got his man out of the backfield. That's complete. 25 yards that time.
This defense has certainly had an outstanding second half, haven't they? I know they just gave up a first down there, and for the offense, they're hoping that that's something that they can jumpstart with and maybe start to move the ball a little bit better. But it's been tough sledding for them here the entire second half.
Now a dump off here complete. So give him 2 yards there on the completion, and that'll bring up second down.
It's 2nd and 8 at the Jets' 31-yard line.
Back to throw, Watson. They'll roll him out right. And he will slide to a stop. He does have the first down. A good pickup there at 22.
He certainly isn't looking at the scoreboard out there because, to me, all he's concerned about is analyzing the field and making most of the time left in this game. Deficit's still there, but he's starting to hit. Big plays.
On first and goal, they'll try the option left. And running room hard to come by here. He gets it down to the 8. Here's 2nd and goal, operating from the 8-yard line. Watson got his tight end. That's complete. It's Bryant. And they'll get this from the 8 to the 5. Pickup of 3. Now Watson on 3rd and goal. And it's intercepted at the goal line.
Sauce Gardner picks it off. And the Jets are going to have the football at their own 1-yard line. Well, I mean, field goals probably aren't going to cut it at this point. This was touchdown or bust, and unfortunately for them, it turned out to be bust.
Yeah, they're feeling like they've got to force the issue here, maybe take some chances they wouldn't have earlier in the game. But give credit to this defense. They've really stood tall throughout, and they come up with the interception in the end zone.
And he takes this just about a yard shy of the 20. This drive starting off on the right foot, 18 yards.
But that was definitely a surprise there, handed to the big guy on first down. Heck, the first play of the drive. And when you see him get to the second level, as a former safety, I can just tell you, your eyes get really wide because you know you've got a lot to deal with at that point.
And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. 24 yards the gain there, another first down as well.
I remember from my experience as a defender, when the big fella gets the football, you've got to get on him early before he gets a chance to get up ahead of steam, because once he does that, he's going to leave a lot of tacklers in his wake.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. A give to the fullback on the dive. And I think this defense knew what was coming as he is smothered behind the line. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11. So it's Jets football as we get you reset here. You'd have to think likely another running play coming here, 2nd and 11. Now they'll throw it with Wilson. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
I think he had to unload that one before he wanted to. He was right up in his grill. I think he was a dentist there without a license, don't you?
Just not enough time for the play to develop. Just lucky it wasn't a fumble, really.
He's got his target. That's complete.
Now the Browns will use the first of their 3 timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. They'll run it here. This is their fullback getting the carry. Now the Browns signal for the 2nd of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. They'll try and run with their fullback. The Browns will quickly use their 3rd and final timeout as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. And they'll let their fullback try and push the pile.
And he will have a Jets first down, and that should just about do it.
That good for 19 yards as they pick up the conversion on 3rd.
3rd and inches, they just hand it to the big battering ram there. That's football 101, isn't it? That's bread and butter. Turn around and hand it to the big fella and let him get forward for a first down.
Line of scrimmage, the 15. It's 1st and 10.
Now a carry here for their fullback. Looking for a seam, but finding none. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd down. And they'll run it here. And he'll fight his way down right around the 12. After getting stuffed on first down, not much better there. 2-yard gain.
They're in a pretty good spot right now with a convincing lead. I think this is where they put on the boxing gloves, start to try and pound them into submission.
And the offensive line, they've controlled this game. I don't see why that trend would change now. And oh, he's just going to be short here, barely. Maybe by a half a foot. It'll be 4th and inches. This is where, 4th quarter, you got the lead, you give it to the big guy. Defensively kind of sucks the will out of them, doesn't it? Because they don't want to tackle him right now this late in the game.
Well, you say that with accusatory tones. I mean, but you're exactly right. I know it's not something we actually want to talk about, but as a defender, 4 quarters worth of trying.
And he takes it in for the score on the game's final play, so it doesn't affect the outcome, but a little whipped cream on top to their ending.
Or as our friends in Bayou Country would say, that's a little lagniappe, a little extra on top. Well, business as usual for them, well on their way to another victory, riding a serious wave of momentum from what we've seen. And so far, they haven't met their match. So if you're going to play this team in the future, your mission is clear. you better be ready to play and match their firepower.
So it's a victory here for the New York Jets, and it was their defense that really made the statement after the break. They pitched the second half shutout.
Yeah, think about the team that just got vanquished. They did score in the second quarter. Do you think they thought at all that that would be their last points of the game?
No, but what a second half. The adjustment, whatever they did in the locker room, it certainly worked.
It certainly did, and you're exactly right. Whether it was an adjustment, whether it was just more focus on what they planned to do going in, whether they just played better, whatever it was, it all came together in the second half, and no points were allowed. That's a great way to close them out.
So for the Jets,
they continue to cruise as they move to 8-0 now on the campaign.
And they will head back home next week. Meanwhile, for the Browns, they are barely afloat as they fall to 4-5. And they're going to get an extra week to stew over this as they're not back in action until week 11. And for Charles Davis and our entire crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports.